it's Liz Yuille from Old Stables Crafts. Welcome to Simple Stamping Saturday. This is the day where I take one design and make it 3 ways. Quick and simple, stepped up and then stepped up again. So let's get started and see what we're playing with today. Okay, so as ever, I'm starting with one of our white note cards and envelopes. When I say starting with a white, I often use very vanilla as well, but today I'm using a white note card and envelope, and I'm using the Tropical Hideaway background stamp, but I'm not using it as a background, I'm using it as the main feature. Let me show you what I have done. So this is my card, so I'm using that background, and I've chosen a sentiment from slightly surprising place, but it seemed appropriate. Sunny Splash. I want the Anywhere With You is Paradise, because this looks like a tropical paradise. So it seemed the right thing to do. And I'm going to show you how I get this gap. Really easy. So easy. Right, so let's get started. The first thing I need to do is with my note card. Oh, and I should have showed you the envelope. So here's the envelope, which is stamped with the background stamp. I will show you, it's sort of on the side, and I'll show you why when we get to it. So the first thing I need to do is find my front, which is going to be here, and I've got my sentiment mounted up, and I'm taking Shaded Spruce as my ink. I've just re-inked this, so it's going to be very juicy. So Anywhere With You is Paradise. And I'm just going to come down towards the, I'm on the right side, towards the bottom right hand corner, slightly off center, and hopefully straight, and just go straight down. And this is where I'm going to leave the stamp there for a moment to allow the ink to actually transfer across. So there we go. And then, oh, something's just fallen on the floor that I need later. I have got a bit of post-it note. Now you could use our new masking sheets, but they are very, very sticky. So I think you either want to take a bit and get a bit of the stick off, or a post-it is perfect. Other self-adhesive note pads are available. So I've just stamped that. Close that for the moment, because having re-inked it is very juicy and I don't really want it on me. And actually I'm going to use my trimmer because I want these lines to be as straight as possible. They won't end up straight, but I just want to show you how to get them as straight as possible. And surprise, surprise, I have actually managed to stamp this straight, which is not always something that I manage to do. So trim that bit off. I am going to trim down the top just a little bit because I don't need quite that much. I want this to be trimmed as close as possible. And I can probably go across a little more, as close as possible to the words, because we will inevitably end up with a halo, and I'll explain that when we get to it. So let's pull that up. These bits I will just do with snips. So just cut straight up there, and as I say, going as close as I can to the stamping. So that's our bit of sticky paper, and I'm going to pop that over my stamped sentiment, and I do want this to be straight, as straight as is possible. So a little bit of just picking up and checking. Right, now I need my stamparatus and my stamp case. Stamp cases are brilliant for all the stamparatus because you can use those as a kind of catch-all for your image. Now, to get this stamping what I consider to be the right way up, I need my stamp to be the wrong way up for this, because we need it to go on this side, and obviously I'm not going to be able to get the stamp far enough that way to miss this line. And anyway, it's always better to be slightly further away from the hinge. Just realised this isn't stuck on straight, so I'm going to make it straighter. There we go. Right, so upside down, and let's just check where we're going. Okay, so if I come to there, so my crease line is there. I've got another sticky note that I have already used as a mask. And happily that just covers perfectly the width. Then pop my magnets in place. Oops, one of them's gone underneath. And ink up my stamp. Now this is a very large stamp. I don't expect to get it right first time, which is why the stamparatus is amazing to have. So give it a good coverage. Pop that out of harm's way. Ooh, move that magnet a wee bit. And I've got my air hockey press. Now what I have found is this does a very good job of doing the whole background, but there may still be one or two places where there's a gap. So let's have a look. Actually, no, it's done a pretty good job. I'm going to reinforce that bit because that's a solid leaf that I would like a little more solid. I can always ink up again. Yeah, let's ink up again. Just in that kind of area. I'll go all the way, but it's that area that I need to concentrate on. And this is the joy of the stamparatus, is because it's not moving, you can go back, you know, because you're not having to line up your stamp again. You just ink it up and go. That's better. Now we've got a real mess here, but it's fine. So let me just, and there we've got our sentiment nicely highlighted. Now I'm going to leave my stamparatus out because I need that for my envelope. And I can see where the edge of the stamp is because it's very evident. So I can line up my envelope on that line. Oh, and I did say I would let you know why I'd done it this way rather than with it here, and I will show that in a moment, but let's get this done. So I need to ink up the furthest side of my stamp because that's what's going to hit the envelope. And again, my air hockey and again it's that solid area there that I'm just going to give another little press to. Just there. That's perfect. Right, so why did I go to the side rather than to the end? And it's actually quite simple. Let me just get those out of the way because, oh, and I've got green on my, oops, have to get my eraser out. It's because the envelope is too wide. It's as simple as that. So pop that out of harm's way. I've got green on my hands is what the problem is. Hey ho. So I do have a mono sand eraser which does quite a good job of just getting rid of any bits that are not meant to be there. There we go, much better. So we have our card, which I need to fold and burnish. I know I say this most weeks, a bone folder is so important. So there's our card and our envelope. Obviously you can change the colours. You'll see why I've chosen shaded spruce in a moment, but that's my simple card, and with a little twist of what you do to block that off. Really straightforward. So my first stepped up version is this. This I stamped in Memento, and I've coloured with light blends. So I've got Parakeet Party, Granny Apple Green, Evening Evergreen, Shaded Spruce and Old Olive, light, and then the dark Soft Sea Foam. So the Soft Sea Foam kind of then blends into this matte, which is Soft Sea Foam. This is Soft Sea Foam with Shaded Spruce, and it's all on a Shaded Spruce card base. For my next stepped up version, I've done some heat embossing on vellum. Let me just pull those down. So we've got this, which is lovely and golden. And then on the back, I've coloured with the dark version of the stamping blend for the same colours. So again, we've got Parakeet Party, Granny Apple Green, Evening Evergreen, and Shaded Spruce and Old Olive. Can't see much of the Old Olive because that's on these banana leaves. I've not coloured the gaps for the back, but I've put it on the mother of pearl paper, which is retiring from the January to June mini catalogue, and is very inexpensive in Europe anyway. So I think I want to say it's under £4, but beautiful paper. Really sad to see it go. So yes, this is just heat embossing with gold. Again, heat embossing on Shaded Spruce with gold. Easy to hide your glue dots behind the heat embossing. There's lots of really, quite solid areas where you can put your glue dot. So there we go. Those are my 3 cards for today. The quick and simple with 1 ink pad, 2 stamp sets I accept, but obviously you could change the sentiment for any sentiment set you've got. Then Memento and blends, and heat embossing and blends. And I did the colouring on the heat embossing on the reverse. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me just flip the camera back up again so I can see you. So if you've got any questions or comments, do pop those in the comments section below the description bar. There'll be a link in the description bar to the blog post that goes with this, which has some close-up photos showing you the projects in closer up and with a bit more explanation of how I did them. There'll be a list of supplies there, and there's also a list of supplies in the description bar below the video. If you don't already subscribe, if you would, that would be fantastic. You can share the post to Pinterest or wherever you want to share it. That would be lovely as well. And if you've enjoyed the projects, please give it a thumbs up, and that would be fantastic too. If you have any questions at all, please ask. The last chance list is now live. So for example, if you wanted the mother of pearl paper, that is while stocks last. I have done a live video walking through the mini catalogue, showing the European price reductions for English language or non-language stamp sets and products. So if you want to have a look at that, please do. And of course, if you want any Stampin' Up products, can't speak, and you're in the UK, France, Germany, Austria or the Netherlands, I will be thrilled if you would shop with me. Anyone who spends at least £50 this month uses the host code, you will get a goodie bag box of retired product, which it will be a random selection. It will be at least £50 of value, and that will come out to the post to you. You can have as many of those as you want, but it's 1 per order. But you will, so long as the order is £50, you will get one of those, and I will pop those in the post to you as quickly as I can. Thank you very much indeed. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend. If you're in the UK, enjoy the Jubilee celebrations, and let's hope the weather is kind. When I film this, the forecast is not good. Fingers crossed. Thank you very much and have a great weekend. Bye!